Today, we're diving into the 5 common distractions sabotaging your mindset and productivity every day. Get ready to conquer these challenges with practical strategies to boost your focus and efficiency. Hi, I'm Mark, and this is the Mr. Productivity Podcast, the show that is dedicated to empowering you to conquer distractions, prioritize effectively, and gain daily clarity. Now, before we begin, let me ask you a very important question. Are you ready to elevate your life? I'm hoping that you answered with a resounding yes. Well then, join us over at The Productive Life, a free email newsletter delivered every Saturday, packed with insights to revamp your daily routine. Each week, I bring you no-nonsense tips to help you live, well, the productive life. With The Productive Life, you can expect to learn how to exceed your goals, boost your daily hustle, and balance intense work with relaxing downtime. Time is precious, my friend, and my strategies are the key to achieving your dreams. Don't miss out on upgrading your productivity. Subscribe for free at MrProductivity.com and transform your day into a win. MrProductivity.com, MISTER, MrProductivity.com. Got it? Okay, let's get started. If we have a poor mindset, it directly affects our productivity. So I want to talk to you about 5 distractions that are affecting your mindset every single day. But first, let me set the stage for you. Why don't you imagine you woke up and you had a good morning. You got up, you did your morning routine, you took your shower, you had breakfast, you helped get the kiddos out the door, you kissed your wife goodbye, and you're on the way to work, you're jamming to your favorite tunes. All of a sudden, woo! Flashing lights behind you with the siren. Now, as soon as you see that, your mindset changed, did it not? You're like, oh, crud. Is that for me? And of course it is for you. The officer pulls you over and informs you that you were speeding ways back and he needs your license and registration and proof of insurance. Now in your head, you start telling yourself, what a jerk. Why do you have to pick on me? Why couldn't he be on some other street? Why me today? I was in such a good mood. My mindset was fine. Now my day's ruined. And it probably will be kind of sour for the next couple of hours. Hopefully not the whole day. Your mindset shifted. That's what I mean about mindset. And you are bombarded with things throughout the day that affect your mindset. And I want to give you 5 distractions that affect your mindset and give you strategies to overcome these distractions. Are you ready? Now, every one of these is common sense, but common sense doesn't always mean common practice. Let's talk about one of the biggest things that is a distraction to your mindset, which is a distraction to your productivity. You ready for this? Negativity. I want you to think about how many people in your life are Eeyores from the cartoon Winnie the Pooh. You know the one. Oh, woe is me. It's never going to work out. I'm never going to get the raise. He was a downer. How many people in your life are negative Nellies or Eeyores? Whether at home, friends, work, because negativity is going to kill your mindset and your productivity. When you first wake up, do you grab for your phone and check the latest on social media and on the news and check your email? Don't do that. Please don't grab your phone first thing. You have the most control of your day first thing in the morning. So reward yourself with something inspirational. Now, that could be a motivation. You could read the Bible or the Quran, or you could meditate, or you can listen to some positive music. But embrace the control you have first thing in the morning. Purposely choose not to delve into negativity and start your way off on a good foot. But it doesn't stop just there. Make sure you are limiting the negative influences that are impacting you throughout your day. Now, don't get me wrong. There will be things impacting you throughout the day that are negative. You can't control all that. But what you can control, you need to control. It's important. So instead of going to the break room and gossiping with everybody else, maybe you go outside and get some fresh air and do 2 or 3 minutes of meditation. Negativity is a huge distraction to your mindset, which affects your productivity. So avoid negativity as much as possible. Yes, stop watching the news. Believe me, if something catastrophic happens, somebody who is not listening to this podcast will let you know. Stay away from negativity. Negativity, things like the news and social media, and also people. Number 2, celebrating only the big victories. We always get excited when we land that big client or make a lot of money or when a team wins the championship. But big victories are by definition further between than the small victories are. And I would encourage you to celebrate every victory. See, we get to the end of the day and nothing big happened. And we go, it's okay kind of day. I'm like, no. You need to take time at the end of every day and reflect back on your day and write down 3 things that went well for you today or that you're happy for today. And I'm serious about this. Go get yourself a journal and you date it. You write today's date on there at the end of the day, not in the morning, not at lunchtime, at the end of the day, right before you go to bed. You write down the 3 things that happened to you that day. Because what's going to happen is going to encourage you. Say, wow, I really didn't think I had a really good day, but man, I did have a really good day. If you do this every day, it's going to empower you. And I encourage you to do this. Just go get a simple journal. Don't procrastinate. Go get the perfect journal and spend the whole day looking for it. Just find a journal. Take one of your kids' notebook. I don't care. Just ask them first. And just write down 3 things that happened to you today that was good. And the more you do this, you're like, wow, I had a great day. Celebrating only the big victories is a distraction to your mindset. So celebrate all the victories. Big, small, tiny, ginormous. They all need to be celebrated. And write those 3 things every day, and I guarantee you it's going to change your mindset. Number 3, failing to schedule me time. Do you schedule time for you? I had a counselor a long time ago told me he called it cave time. But cave time doesn't necessarily mean it's just for men. Women need me time or cave time as well. But here's the thing I want to caution you on. When you schedule me time, you schedule me time as an immovable appointment. It's not like it'd be nice if, no, it's immovable. I want you to hear that very clearly. Immovable. So if you schedule an hour every afternoon to do whatever you want to do, it could be read, take a nap, meditate. I don't care what it is, as long as it's not negative. Remember what we said earlier? No negativity. As long as it's something positive, I want you to schedule in your calendar. Now, if you work during the day, maybe when you come home from work, before you have dinner, you say, hey, family, I got a 30-minute me time scheduled. And you treat this as if you're going to the hospital for a life-saving surgery. I'm serious about this. You have to schedule me time. Some days maybe an hour, some days maybe 15 minutes, some days maybe half an hour. But every day I want you to schedule me time. And this me time is for you to do what you want to do. It's not for, hey, honey, what do you want to do during me time? No, it's your time. I promise you, if you schedule me time as an immovable appointment every single day, it's going to affect your mindset. Because even if you have the worst day in the world, you know at the end of your day, you have 30 minutes for you. Doing whatever it is. It could be going out in the porch without the kids, having a cup of tea, and just watching the backyard life. Maybe you got wildlife in your backyard, deer or something like that in your field, whatever. Watching the sunset. If you have this to look forward to, I promise it will change your mindset. Another distraction to your mindset is not scheduling me time. Please schedule me time as an immovable appointment. And if you don't understand that, as an appointment that can't be moved. Number 4, the 4th distraction affecting your mindset, not knowing your limits. Do you know your limits? I once heard the phrase, pushing a rope. How many times are you pushing a rope? I prefer to work in 30-minute increments. So unless I'm in a podcast interview or conducting a podcast interview or speaking or traveling. If I'm working from home, I like having a change of scenery every 30 minutes. So I may work on social media, not consuming, putting things out on social media for 30 minutes, or I may write an article for 30 minutes, or I may prepare for a podcast interview for 30 minutes, or I may read for 30 minutes. At the end of 30 minutes, I get up and I go do something else for 30 minutes. Now that works for me. Maybe it won't work for you. Or maybe you like working in 45-minute increments or 1 hour increments. The thing is, you got to know your limits, because once you reach your limits, then you start decreasing in effectiveness. Once you reach 50 hours a week, your productivity starts backsliding. So people working 60, 70, 80, 90 hours a week, they're not as productive as they were when they're 45, 50 hours a week. This is backed by research and studies. So I want you to realize what your limits are. What are your limits? And once you get to the limit, stop. Now, I'm not saying stop for the day, but maybe you say, okay, I can work for 60 minutes on this project or on writing this, whatever I'm writing. And then, okay, 60 minutes is up, and then I'm going to get up and go do something else. Maybe I go to the break room. Maybe I go read. Maybe I go outside for a few minutes. Break up the monotony. Now, I want to caution you that if you think you normally work in 60-minute increments and that works effectively for you, one day you may work 15 minutes and go, I need a break. If you feel you need a break, that's your body saying, hey, if you want me to be effective and be productive, you better give me a break right now. So listen to your brain and let it guide you. But make sure you know your limits. This is the distraction. Not knowing your limits is a distraction for your mindset, which of course is a distraction for your productivity. Finally, this is really tough for me, and I've learned to get better at this. Trying to do it all. I'm a man who likes to do it all. I don't need those stinking help. But lately, I have realized that there's things that I do in my life that I don't like to do. But I've learned the tough lesson that trying to do it all is a distraction to my productivity and affects my mindset.
So which of these 5 mindset distractions are killing your productivity? And if they all are, that doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means now that you're aware of it. So what are you going to do now with this information? I would encourage you to hop on over to MrProductivity.com, sign up for my free email newsletter called The Productive Life. When you do that, you'll have an opportunity to get on a free 15-minute call with me. So take action as a result of listening to this episode of the Mr. Productivity Podcast. And by the way, seeing you made it to the very end, if you haven't done so already, would you please press that follow button on whatever podcast player you're listening to this episode on? That would tell that podcast player to serve this episode and my podcast to other people so I can help them as I have helped you. Thank you so much for your time and attention. And I don't say that lightly. I realize that you could have been doing something else, listening to something else, watching something else, but for the last 13 or so minutes, you listened to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. I'll be back real soon with a brand new episode, but until then, don't forget, stay productive and stay positive.